Grand Supreme News Channel live stream. Right now it's 12:13 a.m. Eastern Time, and we have some very important breaking news coming out. So, the US president has just signed and authorized the deployment of 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles, California, in response to the escalating civil unrest and riots. So it seems like, if I'm not mistaken, it seems like Donald just basically activated the Insurrection Act, if I'm not mistaken, because he cannot just put in the National Guards unless he activates the Insurrection Act. Not only National Guards has been deployed, but the U.S. Marines were told to be on standby. U.S. Marines on high alert. All right, so we're going to get to all this news here, guys. Now, there is no martial law. Once again, there is no martial law. All right, so we're going to get to all this news here, guys. Do me a favor, hit that notification, hit that subscribe, hit that like button. Let's get to this news here, okay? Let's get to this news here. I just got home from my second job. So let me see. Give me a second here. We're going to go with the... Okay, so things are going down right now. It's happening right now. Give me a second here. Anti-ICE protesters are now moving refrigerators along with other objects into the streets to build a barrier wall while throwing rocks at police. Are you serious? At this time, chaos is escalating in Los Angeles as anti-ICE lawlessness and black clad, those are the new groups, drag refrigerators and debris into the streets. So they're taking out refrigerators, dressers, mattresses, kitchen table, and they just dumping it and just blocking the street, using it as a barrier so that the ICE and Border Patrol agent doesn't come through. So you have the black clad. I never heard of them. That's the first time hearing the black clad. All right, so they out there in Los Angeles and they dress in black. So they have black clothing with black gloves. All right, look, guys, a lot of this stuff here is all, look, these people already paid. These people come from someone, all right? Just like 2020, again, these people, they come possibly in a bus and do their thing. Okay, so it says here, others are seen block police advancement. Others are seen launching large rocks at the officer in full riot gear, while fires burn in multiple locations. This wave of unrest comes just hours after the U.S. president signed a presidential memorandum ordering 2,000 National Guard troops to deploy to Los Angeles tonight in an effort to regain control and restore order. This goes to tell you that Gavin has failed. Gavin has failed to take control of his beloved state. He failed. Him and the Los Angeles mayor. If you have a commander-in-chief sending in the National Guard to your state, obviously you have failed. Oh my. Look at, guys, look at this, look at this. So those are refrigerators. So they bringing out fridge and blocking the road. Unbelievable. California Governor Gavin Newsom has just announced that the federal gov is moving to take control of the state's National Guard and plans to deploy nearly 2,000 troops in response to the ongoing anti-ICE riots erupting across Los Angeles. Once again, this is not martial law, all right? Again, Donald did not declare martial law, all right? This is something it's, I wouldn't say, well, it's a little similar to what took place in the 90s. Remember Rodney King? I think it was Bush Sr. activated the Insurrection Act and sent in the National Guards. It was no martial law. All right, so give me a second here, guys. So we have this breaking news. I want to bring this up really quick. Look at this one. Department of Homeland Security is airdropping tactical gear to support federal agents on the ground in Los Angeles. Let me play this one really quick here, guys.
Police. Looks like the same uniforms that we saw them wearing earlier in the day. Yeah. Border protection. Another vantage point. And again, we don't really have a whole lot of context as to what exactly this is. We just know that we've been watching what appear to be law enforcement officials unloading gear from now a second chopper. We've seen now 2 choppers landing. They're taking some sort of gear off of these choppers. And you see there the police. I believe this is Border Patrol police. Looks like the same uniforms that we saw them wearing earlier in the day. Yeah, Customs and Border Protection. It says there on the chopper. So this is the CBP chopper.
So they airdropping Department of Homeland Security is airdropping tactical gear to support federal agents on the ground in Los Angeles. So it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long, long night. We need to pray for the National Guards. All right, but here's the breaking news that's coming out. Give me a second here, guys. Where is it? For some reason, it's not here. The Marines were told to be on standby. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So Marines at Camp Pendleton have been put on standby and could be activated to assist the National Guard in restoring order in California. Once again, the Marines might join the National Guards. So if the Marines get involved, this is going to be big, guys. This is going to be huge. All right. I do believe this is just the beginning of possibly a civil biblical war. I do believe so. But don't fall asleep. New York is also seeing something too. All right. So this is a big breaking news here, guys. Once again, for those of you that just tuned in, let me just show this one more time. Marines at Camp Pendleton have been put on standby and could be activated to assist the National Guard in restoring order in California. All right, guys, I got some more information, but I just want to say something really quick. Me being Hispanic, and I was talking to my wife about this, I feel so embarrassed. I feel so sick to my stomach seeing my Hispanic people act like that in California. You guys are just completely wrong. I've seen videos, Hispanic with their own flag out there in Cali and Los Angeles. And I seen that they lit up some kind of vehicle and they're waving their flag. And I'm like, that's, again, you come to this land not like that, man. But, you know, to my Spanish people out there, you guys are just a disgrace. You guys just making us look really bad. This is just, again, this country open their arms, welcome us, and in return we treat them like nothing. Again, those Hispanic out there, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're acting like animals out there. I had to say that, guys. I had to because it's just not right. It's not right. Okay, so give me a second here. After a second day of clashes between law enforcement and rioters in several areas of Los Angeles, as agents with Immigrators ICE launched several raids across the city to arrest, look at this, illegal, Donald has just signed a presidential memorandum fertilizing the California National Guard and deploying 2,000 guardsmen to temporarily protect ICE and other U.S. Gov personnel and who are performing federal functions, including the enforcement of federal law, and to protect federal property and location where protests against these functions are occurring or are likely to occur based on current threat assessment and plan operation. Once again, Presidential Action, Department of Homeland Defense, Department of Defense Security for the protection of Department of Homeland Security functions. All right, so this is like purge going on out there, the purge night. And they still out there, guys. They still out there. Look at this. Give me a second here. I want to.
And no one is injured. And it doesn't.
Look at this here. You see that? Ugh. Hopefully, I don't get hit hard showing you guys that. But you see the dude with the flag, and then you see that car is kind of lit up. That's wrong. That's just wrong. You don't do that. You don't do that. We don't go to your land and start doing that type of stuff. We don't. We don't. But it's just, they're sending us a message. They're sending us a strong message. When you come to this beautiful, beloved land, you have to let go of your culture and you have to accept, not culture, but you have to accept that this is your new home now. Remember what the Bible, again, in the book of Daniel, remember what Daniel told his friends when the Babylonians came and took the Israelites and it took them to Babylon? And Daniel's friends is like, I want to go home. I want to go back to Israel. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in Babylon. And what did Daniel said? This is our new home. We must grow in this area. We must grow food. We must live in this area until God said is okay. And we must respect these authorities. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, I want to show you this really quick. Man with a Mexican flag circles a burning car during an ICE in Los Angeles as Donald demands the left leaders to get situation under control. And that's the thing that really bothers me. Gavin and all them people are just nowhere to be found. Absolutely nowhere to be found until Donald came out and Donald said, look, I'm taking action. I'm taking control now. Since Gavin is nowhere to be found. And let me find that information really quick, guys. Give me a second here. Let me see if I could find it. So the president does not have the power to deploy the National Guard, only the governor. Donald or the Pentagon will have to request Title 10 and place guardsmen on those orders to have any control or access over the guard. Nick replied, Wong, the president can deploy the National Guard by invoking the Insurrection Act. And that's what I believe was happening now. There's a possibility that Donald is going to be declaring the Insurrection Act not only for California, but I think he might do it throughout the entire U.S. Because it seems like there's a lot of defiance out there. Too many governors are too defiant. They're not following law. They're not. Again, this is the commander in chief. This is the commander in chief. You're supposed to, respect the high authorities, but we're not seeing that. We're seeing too many defiant, lawlessness, tyrannical. I mean, it just, they're not showing the respect to their commander. All right, give me a second here, guys. This is not looking good. Anti-ICE, they're not protesters. I don't know why they keep saying that. Anti-ICE lawlessness and other activists have now set a vehicle en route in the middle of a busy intersection as chaos erupts. And you can see many of them people can be seen waving Mexican flags in the streets. Waving Mexican flag in the streets. Wow. And then this here is happening in New York. Anti-ICE lawlessness are currently clashing with the New York Police Department outside of the ICE headquarters, with multiple cuffs going on. Now, this happened today in New York. This is sad. This is absolutely sad. Someone said fake. No, it's not fake. It's not fake. This is not fake. This is the real deal. This is not fake. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. See the flag? They're still out there. Ooh, look at this. Just in, explosion in the streets of LA as these lawlessness heats up. This is bound to get worse quickly now that the sun has gone down. Where is the National Guard? Ooh, the National Guard are not there yet? Wow. Okay, so George just posted this not too long ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the cavalry... Give me a second here. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, here we go. The cavalry has arrived. There we go. So, has arrived in downtown Los Angeles. A gate opened and an army of law enforcement officer. Oh, look at them. Uh-oh. A gate opened and an army of law enforcement officers came out to finally put an end to the ICE riot. All right, so it seems like they're coming in now. I'm sorry, guys. It's really hard to read this because I'm seeing the comments and it's so hard to read this here because I got this phone here and I'm basically showing you guys all the information on this phone, but at the same time I'm seeing your comments so it's hard for me to read it. So it says here you have lawlessness in LA are now filling up buckets and bottles with some sort of flammable liquid. I don't know who these people are. I really don't know who these people are, but these people definitely they are not there to protect the people that came from a certain region. This is just a whole different ball game. This is like some kind of agenda, and this is no longer about ICE. This is about standing up against Donald. Hold on. Look at this one. According to the White House, Donald memoranda tonight to deploy 2,000 National Guards to LA was done without invoking the Insurrection Act. How in the world that happened? So, again, earlier at the very beginning of the live stream, I mentioned that there's a possibility Donald activated the Insurrection Act, but he didn't. He didn't. Los Angeles was done without invoking the Insurrection Act and instead using Title 10, likely a violation of the Prosaic Comitatus Act, which prohibited the use of military for domestic law enforcement, including the National Guard, unless authorized by the Constitution or an act of Congress. Like I said, guys, I mean, he should have invoked the Insurrection Act, but then it has to go through Congress. I don't know, guys. I mean, all this is it's not looking good. But Gavin could activate the National Guard. Gavin could deploy it right now if he wants to, but he's not doing it. He's not. Donald is the one that's trying to get the National Guards in there. But remember, the commander-in-chief, they cannot just put in National Guards. They can't do that. I mean, commander-in-chief cannot do that unless, invoking the Insurrection Act, and then you have to have Congress permission and all that type of stuff. But yeah, this is not looking good. So Gavin is not, again, he's just giving Donald a really hard time here. So it says here, this is what Los Angeles cops should have done hours ago. So there's a video here, but I cannot show it. I'm sorry, guys. They got fireworks going on and all that type of stuff. You got people dressed in black. They have black face masks and throwing object. Again, guys, these people, I do believe these people, they got the call from their master. And when I say master, I'm talking about the most powerful people in the world. Whoa. See, look. Again, you see that person in the black? And then you got the, I think this is the law enforcement. You got that person in black. That person in black threw something. He threw something. He threw an object. All right, so again, it just very concerning. They're assaulting ICE agents while waving foreign flags. All right, so again, guys, they call themselves the Black Clad, CLAD, the Black Clad. I don't know. I guess Antif. I'm not saying their full name. Antif. They took a day off. Now there's another group, and they call the Black Clad, and they dress in black, and they walk around with hammer and breaking like cement and everything, and they pick up like the cement or rocks and start throwing it. Unbelievable. Wow. So the left are now demanding charges. Look at this. Charges be brought against LAPD for using tear gas on a crowd that included a young one, an infant. Here's the thing. Who in the world is going to bring a young one to that type of event? Who in the world is going to bring a young one? So there's a young one. There's a picture of a young one, and I guess the mom is cleaning the eyes or something. But here's the thing: who in the world is gonna bring a young one to Los Angeles? And this young one looks like he's 1 or 2 years old, or really young. I can't show the picture, guys. I can't show the picture because it's a young one. But I guess the mom is cleaning the eye, and she has a Mexican flag, and she has her young one, and she holding her young one, and you got all these people like going nuts in the background. Why would you bring a young child to that area? And now the left is demanding to go after the LAPD for doing that. All right, give me a second here, guys. All right. Okay, so once again, guys, Baltazar Tom, he's the one that came out and said that National Guard was gonna go in. All right, they're gonna go to LA, but man, this thing just broke out really quick. So National Guards is gonna be sent out there, and the Marines are being told to be on standby. There's a possibility the Marines are also gonna go in Los Angeles. Unbelievable. Anyway, let me just read some of your comments. God bless to every single one of you. Guys, like I said, me as a Hispanic dude, I feel very, very ashamed of what's going on out there. And, you know, to all my Latinos out there, you guys are wrong. You guys are wrong. Absolutely wrong. Not like that. Not like that. You know, you guys were welcome into this land, and in return, you do all that type of stuff. And here's the thing, look, guys, we want people to come. We want, look, we want more people to come. The problem here, ladies and gentlemen, is when they come jumping through, jumping the, the barrier. You broke the law. They, again, there's consequences. Now, they gave you a second chance. We caught you, and we're going to give you a court date. We want you to show up. And guess what? 90% they don't show up. They don't. Now, a lot of these people, don't get me wrong, a lot of these people, they work hard. And I knew a lot of those people, and look, they do work hard. The problem here, ladies and gentlemen, they're not paying tax. And they're taking Sleeping Giant's job, the citizens. And look, guys, we all pay tax. We all pay tax. I pay tax this year. Everybody pay tax because that's the law of this country. Every law in the country. You got to pay tax. You give to Caesar what is Caesar. You give to God what is God. You have to pay tax. The Bible says you have to pay tax. So you have to pay tax. Tax goes to, fixing the street, schools and books and, so many things. You have to pay tax. But when you come here and you take advantage, and many take advantage of Social Security, full benefits, and they take advantage of the EBT. It's just not right. All right. Crime is rampant. MSN just banned. I don't watch the news, guys. I don't watch the news because I know what the news is gonna say. They're gonna say all these things, and it just deceiving system. DLI said, yes, I saw them throwing concrete at cars. Now that is dangerous. Thank you for the live stream. You're welcome, DLI. I seen them. They have hammers and they breaking concrete. First of all, you're breaking private property stuff. You break stuff, you have to pay for it. But these people ain't gonna, they're not gonna pay it. They're gonna be caught and thrown in jail and then possibly released the next day. But they breaking concrete, they breaking whatever. Now they're taking refrigerators from, I don't know, from some kind of facility. They're taking out dressers, they blocking the road. It's no longer a protest. It's just completely have gone to a whole different ball game. The National Guard has come out. The National Guard has come out swinging in LA. Looks like they mean business. Oh, they're running. They're running. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run now. But give me a second here. Guys, if you can, give this video a big thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the better. Andriana said, I'm Mexican. My parents came here illegally back in the 1970s, but I'm all for borders and legal immigration. That's the way it's supposed to be, because if we have open, border stuff, again, you won't have a country. Look at the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, their border was so bad that you had the barbarians. They came in. You had all these other, all these other people coming in the Roman Empire and completely took over the Roman Empire. It collapsed. The economy, the economy was bad. They didn't have money to pay the Roman soldiers. There was war. Everything was so upside down. And that's what America is going through right now. It's like a repeat of the Roman Empire. All right, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. Give me a second here, guys. They are illegal, someone said. Time to move out of New York and LA, major cities, and of cash coming in EU in October. Well, whatever's coming, guys, it's not gonna look good. Someone said no. Illegal immigrants speaking about illegal immigrants. No, just speaking the truth. Speaking the truth. I know a lot of friends, even family members a lot of them are illegal. And when they hear, they talk a lot. A lot of people don't know it, but yeah, they do talk a lot. I don't like this country. This country is, this and that. And I got to remind them, well, if you don't like it, then go back home. So, you say you don't like it here, then go back home. Um, Dirk said, I wish I could have a job. There's a lot of jobs out there. Just keep looking. Keep looking. Indie Rabbit said he doesn't read or watch the news and you think he speak truth. Watch Canadian Prepper, watch other channel where the person hosting is educated. First of all, I get my sources not from the news. The sources is a lot better than the news. All right, Canadian Prepper does not get his information from CNN. So, again, we self journalists, we don't rely on the news. We don't. This is why we are considered the new news. All right, so there's a lot of sources out there, a lot of people that very independent. So we don't need to find information from the news. We don't need that. We don't need that. But if you want to, go right ahead, watch CNN. Just make sure you have a Tylenol and Advil for the headaches that you're gonna receive at the end of the show. It makes me think what is going to happen on the 14th. Oh, you're talking about New York? Washington D.C., right? Yeah. I believe we just need to pray. We need to pray. Just stay in prayer. But hopefully nothing happens. Hold on, we got breaking news. Jeez, what in the world is going on here? Did this something? Wow, buildings are now being set on. Ooh, in LA. It's going to be a long night, folks. Man, they just lit up. Sorry, guys, I can't show too much of this stuff. Hopefully, I don't get hit. But again, they just lit up something. They just lit up something out there. Um, mm. Gavin. Unbelievable. Hold on, give me a second here, guys. Man, look at this. Los Angeles anti-ICE lawlessness are now launching explosives into an ICE detention center. The National Guard needs to get there fast to protect the innocent law enforcement officer, all because the state and city left officials are siding with illegals. Sorry, guys. So, that was George. He put out the information. The National Guards are out there, I guess, but yeah, we need to pray for a lot of people. So there are multiple explosions going on out there. But what do you expect? This is California. This is Cali. This is California. This is why, look, all this would have ended. All this would have ended if Cali was red. All this would have ended if Cali was red. Gavin is nowhere to be found. It's looking like the purge out there. It's purge night. The purge. Mm, unbelievable. Give me a second here, guys. A local Los Angeles man is being physically. Ooh. Oh, man. It's a purge. Um, lock your doors out there. You know, people in LA, lock your doors. Stay home. Stay home. This thing is it's not looking good. Now you got these Looney Tunes. They're going after innocent now. They're going after innocent. They robbing them. They're taking their stuff. They're waving their flags. Mm. So it says here, explosions are going off left and right in Compton, California. Send in the Marines, someone said. We need the Marines. So guys, it's purge night in Compton and also in Los Angeles. Ooh, look at this. We got breaking news. Look at this one. Playtime is over. LAPD is shooting lawlessness with rubber bullets. Tension just escalated. Authorities have now greenlit the use of rubber bullets to disperse the lawlessness. These munitions won't, well, you know what? But they'll make sure you regret not backing up. Man, look at this here. Mexican nationals waving a foreign Mexican flag launched deadly explosives. Man. Mm-mm. This is not looking good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for some more information here. There's a lot of stuff coming out right now. So, this is what Donald said earlier. Donald said if Governor Gavin of California and the mayor Karen of Los Angeles can't do their jobs, which everyone knows it can't, then the federal gov will step in and solve the problem. Lawlessness, the way it should be solved. Man, look at this. Compton, Los Angeles. Helicopters fly overhead as Mexican nationalists and the far left lawlessness continue their lawlessness insurrection against the gov to stop the removal of the lawlessness. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why we should have closed the doors at the Southern. We should have closed it. We should have closed it decades ago. Decades, like in the 70s. We should have closed that door a long time ago. Big shout out to Joe. Thank you, Joe, for allowing 20 plus million to come into our beloved land. Because of you, we are seeing some great events going on in LA. Thank you so much, Joe, for that. And again, guys, I'm not trying to be smart here, but again, thank you, Joe. Give me a second here, guys. George said this: we can't let a repeat of 2020 happen. If all these lawlessness don't get heavy sentences, they'll do it again. I agree. This is the same thing as 2020. It's just deja vu. The only difference is, well, people got new clothes and new names. All right, there's no more BLM and there's no more Antifa. You know what? It's the same story. It's just different actors. Give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, let me just read some of your comments. Hold on, wait a minute. We got something here. Los Angeles looked like an absolute war zone. Give me a second here, guys. Hey, Mikey. How was work?
It was good.
All right. My son just got home. Working 12-hour shift. See, again, these individuals, they should be at work, but instead they're out there in the streets. Guys, if you can, give this video a thumbs up so the platform would actually share the live stream. All right, so I'm trying to see if there's any more updates here. Okay, so Donald is deploying the National Guard for 60 days. 60 days. 60 days to protect ICE personnel and assist federal agents per the White House. This is huge. National Guard is now assisting in mass operation in California. So he's going to keep him there for like 60 days. Wow. Okay, give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second. All right. All right, so here's another one. Oh, so you got Gavin. Gavin is coming out. He's saying something. Whoops. I'm sorry, guys. I just dropped my phone and I lost the story. Oh, no, here we go. So here we go. So Gavin Newsom said that Donald is trying to create chaos in California. Man, this guy says Gavin said the federal gov is taking over the California National Guard and deploying 2,000 soldiers in Los Angeles, not because there is a shortage of law enforcement, but because they want a spectacle. So Donald is trying to create chaos in California. No, Donald is trying to clean up the mess that your buddy Joe and all your other buddies, previous administration, allowed into our beloved land for the past 30 years. So Donald is cleaning up your mess. So he's not creating anything. He's just cleaning up all this mess that you guys left, allowing millions to come into our sleeping giant. Donald is trying to do your job, Newsom. Martial law coming. I don't think so, guys. I don't think martial law is gonna come. Martial law is a whole different ball game. All right, that's like the military coming in and taking over, and the president has no. Well, again, it's like the tribunals coming in, and the only way martial law could come if let's say the governor turns its back from the people and go after the people. All right, so then martial law possibly could be activated, and then the governor will be brought to the military courts in front of the tribunals. All right, so that's like martial law stuff there. Um, Martial law, I think the last time martial law was active was back in New Orleans. I think Hurricane Katrina, because things were really out of control. I mean, even though it was a hurricane, things were out of control. People were just going nuts. This would definitely bring about martial law. Just wait. Well, if it does, then it's just going to be a whole different ball game. Basically, military taking over. That's what it is. Military taking over. Which, here's the thing, they should. They should. Some people, won't like it because having the military control the country is just brutal. They said. I, again, I'd rather have the military take over because we have these Looney Tunes that's really messing up our country. Someone said it's coming. Martial law. Martial law is coming. It's hot outside. Lewis, yes, it is. It's hot. It's pretty humid. Got mosquitoes and everything biting me. Martial law is the last of last resort to protect continuity of gov. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just reading your comments. Let me go back on X really quick and see if there's any more updates here. All right, so Donald, he's at the UFC. So someone said, what's taking the National Guard so long? Things appear to be getting more intense, not less. The cops on the ground need big help. Here's the thing. I believe the reason why National Guards are taking too long because they are getting ready. They're getting ready. They probably just watching and trying to see if there's going to be more groups that's going to show up. Right now, they're just studying what's really going on out there in the streets. And once the movement slows down, then there's a possibility they might go in and possibly start cuffing every single one of them. So as of right now, it seems like the law enforcement is getting the hit. All right, but again, the militaries are out there. They're watching. So this is the video. Los Angeles protests erupt, riot gear deployed. All right, so this is the one right here. Whoops. So they coming out. I guess that's the National Guard. Once again, guys, they using rubber bullets now. And so the left, they're not pleased. The left is not pleased. All right, seems like again, I'm still waiting, guys. I'm still waiting for some updates here. But boy, oh boy, it's like the purge going on. All right, let me just read some of your comments. By the way, check out Steve Luckner live stream. He's going live, and I think off the grid, he's back. He's back from suspension. Yeah, off the grid, he's back. Off the grid is back. So big shout out to Paul. Civil war has started, he said. Well, this is the tip of it. This is the tip of the iceberg. If that's the case, guys, I think it's good for people to start stocking up. I think it's good for people to start look. As a Christian, I tell people that you have every single right to defend yourself. The Bible says that you have every right to defend yourself, and to, if you have a family, your job is to take care of your family. All right, so if you got to get something, to defend your loved ones, get it. Get it. Remember, you have the right to bear, what? A lot of people is going to be like, Louis, you can't tell Christian to get that type of stuff. Oh, yes, I can. You could, look, when Jesus was here, the disciples, they had swords, all right? They had weapons too. King David, he had weapons. King David had a sword. Again, we live in this fallen world. You need to protect your loved ones. Now, you use it for worst case scenario, all right? You use it to protect your loved ones only, to protect your family. So I do believe that possibly civil war is going, this is the tip of it. There's a possibility, perhaps martial law, but this is something that the other side, the left, is hoping for, and this is again, this here is going to change the entire ball game. It is good idea to stock up on things, food, batteries, and candles. Yes, I agree. I agree with you. Absolutely. I'll make you a moderator. Made you a moderator. Congratulations, DLI. Whoever thinks Donna is a Christian, they need... exactly. Look, my wife, she's like, I don't think Donald is truly a Christian. Again, look, anybody could say I'm a Christian. Anyone could say I'm a Christian. All right, but are you truly a Christian? All right. Look, I pray for Donald. I pray for his family. I pray for everyone, but I just feel like Donald is not like really deep Christianity, like King David and stuff like that. Donald is like, yeah, I believe in Jesus and we need Jesus, and but look, Donald, he brings a lot of stuff to the table, the day of prayer and so many other things. But remember, he had a whole bunch of religious people in that. It was at what was it? It was like a month and a half ago. in the White House. He had all these religious people in there, and I'm like, great, Donald, what are you doing here? And then he was so excited about, yes, we have a first American Pope. I'm like, what are you doing, Donald? All right, give me a second here. Lois Off Grid just told people to come to Rumble. Civil war has started. That was all the video he's. Oh yeah, because again, because he got hit. He got hit really hard on YouTube. When there's no cash, this is how it's going to be. Yeah, when the economy collapsed, that's how it's going to be. Guys, we almost at 300 likes. Thank you so much for that. And like I say, guys, me being Hispanic, I just feel really bad. I do. I feel really bad. Us Hispanic, not all of us is like that. There's many of us that truly love this land, and we love, we respect this land. We do. But again, there's always those lawlessness out there that only think about themselves. And yeah, it's just very, very sad. What's the name of Off Grid channel? It's called Off Grid with Paul and Adrian. Remember the lady demon that followed Paul? She was telling everyone she believed in Jesus. Even demons know Jesus is the Son. Here's the thing, guys. Everybody knows that God is real. All right. Even the demons know that Jesus is the Son of God. Remember when Jesus was walking and there was this man, and this man was chained, and this man was possessed by a demon, and this demon name was Legion, and Legion stands for many is with us. So Legion is this demon, a very powerful demon with an IQ of like in the thousands. All right. So this demon Legion, he has an army with him. And so Legion was in this person, this old man, I guess, young man or old man. I don't know if he was like old, but he was in this man, and this man was possessed, right? And then Jesus came, and Legion said, I know who you are. You are Jesus, Jesus, the Messiah. You are the Son of God. And what did Jesus said? Silent. So, these people tried to cast out the demon. They couldn't. Because this demon was so powerful, so strong. But Jesus just walked in, and Legion is like, oh man, I know who you are. What are you doing here, man? You're not supposed to be in this world. So Jesus like silence. Now remember, guys, when Jesus was there, the disciples were there, and I do believe the Pharisees were also there too. The Pharisees followed Jesus too. When the demon spoke, I think the demon spoke in a different language, and Jesus told them to be silent. Now the reason why is I guess because of the Pharisees, they still didn't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and I think it's in the book of Matthew. The demons might have spoke a different language. But yeah, Jesus cast those demons out, and those demons went straight to the pig. And then you guys know the rest of the story. The pig just ran into, they fell off the cliff, and they all died. But Legion and the demons, they went somewhere else, possibly to a desert. That's where scripture says many demons head to the deserts. But yeah. Come on, guys. We should be educated about scripture, someone said. Don't listen to grid? Oh, what's wrong with grid? I've never done this before. Oh, it's easy. DLI is easy. I mean, just, if someone acts up or someone says anything really, really crazy or someone curses, you could put them in timeout. Actually, just send them a warning and say, hey, this is this, your last warning. If you keep cursing or if you keep, talking bad or this and that, whatever, I will put you in timeout. Um, Look up Ron White discoveries. Louis, you're part European. Me, I'm basically more Africa. All right. So, um, again, I do have like African root. Um, from my mother's side, it's more Africa, and from my dad's side, is Spain, Espanol, which again Spain, and so, and I do have a little bit of Jew, I guess 5% Jewish, and yeah, I think that's it. I think 1% Ukrainian or 2%. But again, mostly African. But again, my parents were raised in Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico is like a whole bunch of mix, black and Taino. Taino is like the native Indians. And so in Puerto Rico, if you go to Puerto Rico, it's only like, you see black people there. You see black, they're like tall. They're really tall. All right. So, and they speak Spanish. So you go there and see black people there speaking Spanish, you're gonna be in shock. But again, the island is filled with a whole bunch of nationality. So again, my mother has pictures of our ancestors from Africa. Um, my wife is like, wow, look at all this information. You got 5% Jew, you got 2% Ukrainian, you're actually a Jew. But yeah, that's why I got, I had this afro. I had a big afro too, and I cut it. Give me a second here. Spain is in Europe. Yeah, Spain is western part of Europe. Uh, Again, that's why I speak Spanish, mostly Spanish, but many can be part of the 12 tribes. Absolutely. I choose God through Jesus Christ. Ooh, guys, I passed the 1 hour. It's 1:20. I have to go to sleep. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And hopefully I don't get hit hard on this one here. We did talk about some stuff that's still going down in Los Angeles. Thank you so much, DLI. This is a really nice live stream to be part of. Yeah, we go live. I go live like midnight. So stay up for like an hour and chill with the people. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please pray for the people out there in California. And to the Spanish people out there, can you please just take it easy? You gotta take it easy. A lot of people came into this land. They shouldn't cross but again, there's consequences. You break the law, there's consequences. Justice will be served. If we break into someone's property, that's trespassing. We get in trouble for that. We get locked up. We get a year probation. We get fines, and that would be on our record. So again, don't trespass. Same thing with coming into a different land. Trespassing. There is consequences to that. But sometimes you have certain political parties that they don't see it like that. No one is above the law. Nancy Pelosi is right. No one is above the law. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you all. Until next time later. Peace.